Hello there, and welcome to Her Money Mindset, the podcast where we talk about all things money, mindset, and how our relationship with finances shapes our lives. I'm Courtney Schwangler, and I am so excited to have you here. This podcast is for women, couples, or anyone who wants to take control of their financial futures, transform the way they think about money, and finally break free from any limiting beliefs or fears surrounding your finances. Whether you're just getting started on your money journey, you're looking to build wealth, or you want to get clear on your financial goals, this show is for you. Here on Her Money Mindset, we're diving deep into topics like budgeting, saving, investing, and everything in between. But we're not just going to be talking numbers and strategies. We're going to be digging into the real reasons why so many of us struggle with money in the first place. Our mindset around money plays a huge role in how we handle it, and it's about time we got real with it. I'll be sharing tips and tools to help you feel more confident in your financial decisions, and we'll also be exploring how your personal history, upbringing, and your past experiences with money can influence how you manage it today. It's time to heal that relationship with money and make it work for you. So, if you're ready to shift your mindset, build the life you deserve, and start making money work for you, then you're in the right place. I cannot wait to take this journey with you. And with that being said, let's dive into today's episode. So, today we're going to be talking about the value of a good budget. So, of course, what is a budget? What does that mean? The dictionary definition for a budget is an estimate of income and expenditure for a set period of time. Okay, great. So, what does that actually mean in normal people language? So, a budget is a blueprint, a money outline, or a financial plan for your income and your expenses. This is where you're going to be documenting your income, your expenses, savings, and debts all in one place so you have a clear plan for your money. So, let's talk about the value of a good budget, which is what this episode is all about. So, a good budget is valuable because you have several different aspects that go into budgeting. You're going to have reduced financial stress. You're going to have accountability with your spending. You're going to have proper allocations to your savings and your debts. You're going to have visual progress on your financial goals, and you're going to have control over your finances. So let's talk first about reduced financial stress. You might ask me, okay, what does me putting numbers on a piece of paper or into a budgeting template have to do with reducing my financial stress? I'm still broke. I still have to pay over $500 a month into my debts, or I still have no money in savings, etc., etc., etc. So what this does is by actually putting your numbers down on a piece of paper, this allows you to get a better idea and a better look of where your money is actually going. And a big part of this is going to be expense tracking. So, oftentimes, sometimes truly, it is an income problem, but many times, what I see is that this is a combination. So, sometimes you will have a little bit of an income problem, but you also have a huge expenses problem. So, for example, I just recently looked over a budget. I like to do a budget audit every so often, every few months or so. And I was able to cut back on $30 worth of subscriptions that we don't use and that are not really important to us on our financial journey right now. And by doing that, I was able to reduce some of my financial stress because I looked and I said, oh my gosh, I'm spending, $30 a month on this when this isn't important to me. I don't even want to use this and I don't find this valuable right now. And I was able to take that $30 and put it towards our debts. So we're working on paying down my student loans and paying off our house. So now we have an extra $30 a month to go towards that, which, of course, helps reduce my financial stress because I know that that debt is getting paid off just a little bit faster. So, by having a clear plan for your money and having a clear view of where your expenses are going, what you're doing is you're helping reduce that financial strain and that financial stress. Additionally, what you're also doing is you're laying out your expected income, your debts, how much money you want to put into your savings, and you're laying out what you're expected to spend in all of your expense categories. So, groceries, car insurance, your rent, your electricity, your fund money, things like that. And when you do that, you're able to see, okay, I've got X amount of money going towards this, I've got X amount of money going towards this, and this month I have an extra, let's say, $25. So you put that extra $25 towards your car sinking fund. So the next time your car breaks down, or you need new tires, or you need an oil change, you don't have to stress about where that money is going to come from. You can just go right to that sinking fund and you can take that money out because that's exactly what you put it there for. Again, reducing that financial stress because you're not concerned about where you're going to get this money from. You're not worried about what bill you're going to have to skip paying this month because you have already been responsible enough to put some money aside for it. So, one question I get asked quite frequently is, okay, but where do I put all of this money that I'm setting aside for all of these different sinking funds? So, what you need to do is you need a high yield savings account. So, a high yield savings account is amazing because what this does is this actually gives you a place to put your money, and it allows you to get paid money just for having money in your account. It's a no-brainer, you guys. I use SoFi, and if you want a referral code over to SoFi, go to the links in my socials, and you'll actually get $25 for setting up your SoFi account if you use my link, and I also get a reward as well, so it's a win-win situation. And I love SoFi because it allows you to set up different buckets for your sinking funds. So, for example, I have sinking funds for my son's medical needs. If you listen to my first episode, you know that my firstborn son was born 3 months early. So, I have a sinking fund set aside for any extra medical expenses that he might need. I have a sinking fund for car repairs, for travel, for home repairs, etc. So, SoFi is wonderful because you get interest on every single sinking fund account. It's not just your general savings account. So, even if you don't use my link, just research high yield savings account. There's a ton of them out there. I know of SoFi, Wealthfront, Ally. There's a few different ones. So do your research and pick one that you think is best for you. If you end up going with SoFi, do use my link because you will get $25 added into your account. So let's now talk about your accountability. So we kind of talked about this with tracking your expenses, but having a good budget helps you to be accountable with your spending. So when you do expense tracking, you can say, all right, I've spent, $50 this week on Starbucks. Do I agree with that choice? Do I not agree with that choice? Should I be spending money that frequently on Starbucks? Now, every budget is unique, so your answer might be yes, I'm completely under budget for it. Or you might be saying, oh, I'm spending too much in this category. I need to kind of tone it back. And by doing this, you're helping yourself stay in alignment with your goals, your values, and the plans that you have set for your money. And I just want you to remember that when you're doing this and when you're going through this, please remember that we are not shaming ourselves for the decisions that we made, are making, or have made in the past. We are just simply looking at this and we're coming from a place of neutrality. We're going to say, okay, this month I spent $200 on Starbucks. I know that this does not align with the goals that I have set in place for myself. So here's what I'm going to do to avoid this in the future. So for next month, I am going to set a reasonable goal of, instead of going to Starbucks 3 times a week, I'm going to go twice a week. And we're coming from a place of neutrality and a place of helpful solutions. We're not shaming ourselves. We're not guilting ourselves. We're not making ourselves feel like crap when we mess up on our spending. We are simply going to log it in our expense tracker. We're going to look at it. We're going to acknowledge it. And we're going to come up with a plan to fix that in the future. it's just a fact of nature that we will mess up. We will make mistakes, and that's okay. What matters is that you learn from the mistakes that you're making and you have the accountability and the discipline to fix them and work on them. All right, next point. A good budget, it's really valuable as well because it gives you your visual progress on your financial goals as well as control over your finances. So when you have a good budget put in place, you can see exactly where that spending is going. You can see how much money you're actually bringing in every single month, and you can see how much money you've made and how much money that you made that went towards your debts and your savings, therefore showing you your progress towards your financial goals. So every single month can look different, and that's why a good budget is really important because it allows you to specify for each paycheck and for each month how much you want to go towards each individual thing. Maybe you'll need to add, you know that your car registration is coming up. So maybe you need to add a little bit more into your car registration or your car sinking fund than you would into your kids', say, I don't know, travel football team or something like that, because that's not until October. When does football start? I don't even know. But it allows you to time when you need to put money into these sinking funds and when you don't, because it's unique to you and it's unique to your paychecks every single month. And this is what gives you such good control and power over your finances. You're able to look at it and you're able to feel empowered and say, this is my money, these are my decisions, and this is what I value. This is what I want my money to go towards, and this feels good for me. And that is exactly what a budget is designed to do. It's designed to reduce your stress, increase your accountability with your spending, give you your proper allocations to your savings and your debts, give you visual progress on your financial goals, and to empower you and make you feel more in control over your finances because you're actually checking in with your budget. I do check-ins. I do a longer check-in every time I get paid and every time my husband gets paid, but I try to do daily or every other day check-ins for that expense tracking to help hold us accountable. Like I said, I'm not perfect either. I'm still on my debt payoff journey. We're paying off those student loans in our house, and it's a battle, you guys. I'm not perfect. I want to spend a lot of money on Starbucks too. I actually bought myself an espresso to help keep me from spending money on Starbucks, which has worked. So I definitely am glad that I bought the Nespresso and I bought it on sale, which is a bonus. So remember that my point in saying all of that is to say you're not alone in this journey. I'm going on it too. And since I'm going on it too, I created resources for you guys. So you can find these resources in the link in my bio from my TikTok, my Instagram, my Facebook, and I'll have my socials in the show notes. The the username for my socials is just Courtney Schwangler, which is my name. And in those links that I have in my socials, you'll find my budgeting template. You'll find my 10-day money mindset challenge. So if you have the numbers and you have a good budget set in place, whether it's mine or someone else's or your own, if you're still struggling with that mindset and you're still struggling with the accountability and the discipline piece, go check out that money mindset challenge. This is a great way to really get yourself into gear and give you actionable challenges and steps to improve that money mindset. Additionally, I also have a really awesome 2-week budget boot camp. And what I do is I walk you through the steps that you need to do before you even start your budget. So I talk about how to increase your income, how to decrease your expenses, how to negotiate with, say, your car insurance and things like that. I give you a 1-month financial audit tracker that you'll fill out. And so I have challenges that you need to complete before you even think about setting up your budget. Then once you actually set up your budget, I have separate challenges to do once you have that budget set up and put in place. So 100%. The 2-week budget bootcamp, if you're just getting started or if you understand that you need something different and you need like some coaching to go along with this and to change your finances, absolutely, please go check out the 2-week budget bootcamp and the 10-day money mindset challenge. You guys are going to love it. And if you love this podcast, please leave a review, as that helps get my podcast pushed out to more people. And come back next Tuesday for the next one. I love you guys. Bye.